Completed attendance, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The last class we completed with the cycle counting. And the cycle counting, I think you understood, we are actually classifying our items. And the important items we are scheduling to count very frequently. And less important items, we are not counting frequently. And also we are done with the replenishment method topic also. And coming to this material status, hope you remember during the lot control discussion, I have explained you how to create a material status, nothing but active status. And I think I created something called damage status also that can be assigned to a lot number, that can be assigned to a serial or locator or a sub-inventory. And then which transactions are controlled from the material status form, that also have explained here. And these are the couple of activities I want you to try. Whatever the possible activities you can, I want you to try all of this. And if you're having any questions, please ask me. And also a couple of things like we have actually seen serial control and lot control items. For one item, enable both. For one item, enable both lot and serial for one item. Okay, and try that. And also we have more than 270 plus attributes, right? Out of all those 270 plus attributes, some attributes are self-explanatory. Suppose if you see returnable, it's self-explanatory, shippable, invoiceable, purchasable, they are self-explanatory. Some self-explanatory attributes are there. So please download those attributes data from the application and from the inventory section and purchasing and sales and order management section. From all these sections, please try to understand each and every attribute out of those 284 attributes. And then I'm not sure whether how many of you practiced with the item template, how to upload items. I think might be very few, because in your practice status documents, I have not seen that for most of you. I'm not sure how many of practice the item FBDI. As I mentioned, it is important. I have given the video also. From the product management, please practice item FBDI. Please practice this topic and send me the practice status. Okay. How many of you did this? Maybe 2 or 3.
Krishna, I have done.
Okay, Suhani and
I have done, sir.
okay, 2, Soumya.
I am also done, but not preparing doc.
Okay, 3, good, Parif. Anyone else? It's important, team. As I mentioned, 2-3 members has done the item upload topic, and I got confirmation from all of those. Okay, thank you, Hussein. 4 members tried this. Okay, I want all of you to try this item upload topic. It's an important topic, because if you try this, you'll understand FBDI. You'll understand FBDI. It's the same process to upload remaining objects also. It's the same process. In case of items, what you have done, you have downloaded item spreadsheet from Oracle site and you have filled the data. Okay. And in case of item categories, you download the item category Excel file, and there you'll fill item category data. How to fill? Oracle has provided some sample data, right? In the template, Oracle has provided some sample data.
Yes,
so
sir.
using the sample data, you can fill your own data. And first try with 1 or 2 records. And if you're comfortable and if you're okay, then try with multiple records. Okay. Try with the item categories upload also. Try with item category upload also. For item categories, what is the option available? Only FBDI. ADFD is available? No. Task level upload? I believe this is also not available. I'm not 100% sure about this, but I request you to try with the FBDI. Okay. That is one more activity. And so you have actually comfortably tried with the movement request topic, right? I think we're creating a movement request and then submitting for approval and generating the pick slip report and then transferring the quantity, nothing but confirm pick slips. That's a comfortable way of doing the transaction. But what are the other ways? Like you try with performing partial picking, partial transfer. Partial transfer is possible. Okay, in the movement request, the requested quantity is 100, but you want to transfer only partial quantity, 60 or 70 for some business reasons. Partial transfer. And also, can you cancel the movement request? Movement request cancellation. Partial picking and movement request cancellation. And as I mentioned, backdated transaction. Tie with the backdated transaction. Backdated transaction is allowed for the miscellaneous receipt and miscellaneous issue, right? But the backdated transaction is allowed for the movement request or not. Or it's allowed for the sub-inventory transfer or not. You try all these different scenarios. Okay. Once you try with the basic practice, one comfortable flow, try with other options also. Okay. And also try to explore what are the remaining checkboxes, what is there in that actions menu, the remaining options. Try to explore remaining options also. Okay. And out of 270 attributes, 270 plus attributes, what are the important attributes? Can anyone tell me at least 10? What are the important attributes? Can anyone tell me at least 10?
Shippable, transactable, returnable.
Okay, 3.
Internal transfer.
Purchasable.
Purchasable, internal transferable. Okay. On the lot itself, I covered, right? If you remember just lot and just serial.
Yeah, lot controls and
serial. Lot control and lot expiry, lot hold days, lot maturity days. Okay, lot status. What is the default lot status? And serial number generation, serial number pattern, nothing but prefix and starting number, serial number status, cycle count enabled.
Cycle count.
Revision.
Yeah, revision control. We already discussed all these attributes. Can't you able to tell at least 10 attributes, team? And then minimax planning also, right? In case of minimax planning also, enabling the minimax planning, minimum quantity, maximum quantity, minimum order quantity, maximum order quantity, and then replenishment source type, supplier or ordination, list price. We covered almost, here 30 attributes almost out of 270 plus. Okay. But out of those, whatever I told you, all those are not important attributes. Some key important attributes are there. Read them. Those important attributes you'll find on the material status screen. You go to material status, under the material status, whatever the attributes are there, please try to remember those attributes. Around 25 plus attributes are there. The important attributes are shippable, customer orderable, invoiceable, inventory item. Okay. So, yeah, and then manufacturing related built-in week. So those are important attributes. Please try to explain the important attributes in the interview. I think as per your answers, I understood that you're not gone through the interview questions in the block section, right? You're not gone through the interview questions in the block section? No? Sunday rest? Sunday rest, huh?
Yes, sir.
For another 3 months, no rest, sir. Another 3 months, no rest. If you have really done the hard work 16 hours a day, in remaining 6 days, you take full Sunday holiday. Remaining 60 days, did you work 16 hours a day or at least more than 12 hours? Ask yourself. So here, these are the two links as I mentioned. Again, I'm repeating this and go through these two links and go through the interview questions. We are done with the inventory module. I can also simply start today procurement. But why I'm taking 10 to 15 minutes of time to cover all these again? Because this is how you have to practice. This is how you have to learn the application. You have to improve your subject. See here, I have mentioned here, inventory, invoicing, and then purchasing related, order management, and built-in WIP. You see here, internal transferable, customer orderable, taxable, purchasable. These are important attributes out of this 280, okay? So this is fresher level interview question, and in the experience level interview also, if you are not able to answer experience questions, they will ask simple questions only. Just to see at least this is having basics at least or not, they will ask simple basic questions also to the experienced people. So please go through these interview questions. Everything is in front of you, isn't it? Videos, material, interview question and answers, and activities that you have to practice. Everything is in front of you. Okay? It's all yours. It's you. You have to practice and then transform yourself. Okay? Next, these are the tables. All the inventory table starts with the INV prefix. And this contains the serial information in the backend. And this contains the, lot numbers and serial numbers. And this contains the reservation information. What is meant by reservation actually? What's meant by reservation? See, once you initiate the transaction, okay, suppose in case of movement request after picking, what will happen? Reservation will happen. Because you have picked the quantity today and you may transfer tomorrow. The stock is going to reserve against the transaction. Okay. So the reservations are going to sit in this table. And this is to review all the completed transactions information. What are the transactions that you performed in the application that you can see in the screen in the table level? This is on-hand information. Okay. So this is also important entry question. Can you please explain me some of the inventory tables? Okay. Or what is the item table? These are all important. Okay. And I don't want to spend more than this on the inventory because inventory is not that important module. Procurement and order management is important. And during your implementation also on the inventory side, what you actually configure on the inventory side, what are the configurations we take care of the inventory side? So you have to provide training to the business users, how to perform receipt, issue, movement request, introduction, transfer, how to generate lot number, serial number, how to perform counting, how to enable minimax planning for the important items. You have to provide training to them because this is their daily work. This is their regular task. So if you're also doing all these tasks, then what is the business user work? What is the business user work if you're also doing this? So business users has to take care of all this part. You have to provide the training to them. So during implementation, so you have to try all these transactions on your own because you have to make sure every transaction is working in the application. So you have to try once. You have to perform testing. So once your testing is completed, then you can hand over the business users to perform the testing. But before handovering to the business users to perform the testing, you have to train them. Because if you train them, then only they are able to test the application, right? Now, on top of our configurations, we tried all these. That means all these are working fine, right? All these are working fine. Procurement suit, what's the today date? Remember it, it's 10th of July. It will take minimum this month to complete this module, procurement suit. Because it has again submodules. It has again submodules. Okay, I have to explain all those submodules. In the procurement suite, totally these 6 modules are there. I will explain you the significance of each and every module. This is kind of a teaser to the procurement module. Teaser, or maybe you can call it as a trailer, and then later we'll see real movie. I think you know what is first of all procurement, okay? So the procurement department, they take care of all the procurement or all the purchases for the entire company. For the entire company, you're working under HR department. If you're working under HR departments, means what is your work? Only related to employee. Do you purchase the stock from the supplier? No. Somebody working under warehouse department, they purchase the stock from the supplier? No. In big companies, what will happen is every department has their own responsibilities. So they has to take care of their responsibilities only. They should not put the fingers in the other departments. So in the procurement, so this self-service procurement model is nothing but this model access is given to every employee. You are from any department. It could be from finance department or HR. You are from any department, you get access to this module. Because from this module, you're going to request what you actually want. You're going to request what you actually want. So that is called as requisition. Technically speaking, that's called as a requisition. You're going to create a requisition document in the application. And that requisition document, it is sent to the purchasing department. Then purchasing department is going to place a purchase order to the supplier. They place a purchase order to the supplier. And receiving the stock receiving, we do it from the inventory module. We can receive the stock from the inventory. Okay. And this module is nothing but a sourcing module. In case if you don't know the supplier or if you want to change the supplier, then you can do the bidding. This is bidding module. This is to identify the supplier, best supplier. You want, you're starting a new IT company, a new branch, and you want 1,000 laptops. When you want 1,000 laptops, there are multiple suppliers in the market, right? Like Dell, HP companies, there, Samsung, Lenovo, multiple companies are there. So then you're going to prepare an RFQ. In that RFQ, you're going to specify. RFQ is nothing but request for quote. RFQ is nothing but request for quote. In the RFQ, you specify, hey, I want 1,000 laptops. This is the configuration that I'm expecting. And I'm expecting price also to around, this is the price that I'm expecting. And the quality and then service and other, whatever you need, whatever you're expecting that you are going to mention in the RFQ. And you send that RFQ to the suppliers. And according to your RFQ, suppliers are going to provide their best responses. And out of those responses, you can choose which is the good response. And again is that good response supplier, you can place a PO. Understood? The sourcing model significance understood?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And then supplier portal. So this portal is nothing but we are giving our application access to the to the suppliers. Our application access we are giving to our suppliers. Okay, so that our suppliers can access our application. And our suppliers can acknowledge our POs in our application. Purchase order acknowledgement, purchase agreement acknowledgement. And also suppliers can create invoice in our application. Suppliers can create invoice, suppliers can track the payments, suppliers can update their profile information also. Their profile information. Nothing but they would like to add some more bank accounts, or they would like to update the contact information, or they launched a new location. I'm your supplier. I have 2 locations, SR Nagar and Amirpet. Suppose if I start one more location in Gachibowli, then I have to update my profile information, right? So I'm going to update myself in the supplier portal. It's a portal or it's our application access we are giving to the suppliers to perform all these activities. And procurement contracts. It's a contract between company and supplier. It's a legal contract. It's a legal contract between company and suppliers. Example, you have got a contract from the government, a road contract. You got a road contract or bridge construction contract, or you got a mining contract from the government. So such kind of contracts are called as, legal contracts. And such type of legal contracts are created in the application in this model, procurement contract model. So this is generally implemented by government companies. Government companies, suppose if you take Middle East countries, their mining contract, suppose you got a mining contract, oil mining, or it could be any mining. Okay, so such kind of companies, government companies and kind of mining companies, they use this procurement contract model. But this is, out of all these models, which is very, very important model, I would say the first two. First two very, very important because a lot of implementations you will see in these modules. Because, so I request all of you to concentrate more on these models, 1 and 2. Okay. And then supplier qualification management. So this is before onboarding the supplier, before you get any supplier into the system, you can actually conduct an assessment. You can conduct an assessment, nothing but you can ask a lot of questions to the supplier, and whichever the supplier is like-minded, and whichever the supplier you think best for your organization requirements. Because in the market, the same product can be offered by many suppliers. Many suppliers, what you want to do, you want to work with your like-minded people. Okay, and you can conduct an assessment to all those suppliers. And out of that assessment, you can pick up a good supplier and you can onboard that supplier into your application. Okay, so that assessment we can conduct in this module, supplier qualification management. In short, this is called as a SQM. It is called as an SQM. Okay, I call this model as a new model because this model is not available in EBS. In EBS, it's not available. It's available in Fusion, this module. That's why I call it as a new module. And all the remaining models are available in EBS. In EBS, a self-service procurement called as iProcurement, and purchasing, same purchasing, sourcing also same. But the supplier portal is called as iSupplier. iSupplier in EBS. But coming to procurement contracts also same, and supplier qualification management, it's a new module. It's a new model in Fusion. Any questions so far? Everyone with me good? Good, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
So you are ready, right? Can I start new module, procurement?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It's interesting module. It's interesting module. And you have to know these three fellows, where these three characters you should know. Okay. These three characters, requester, preparer, buyer. What these three characters are going to do in the application. Requester. So who is having the requirement? You need something that could be for your personal use or that could be for the company use also. When I say personal use, you need some stationery. You need some pen. You need some pen, or you need A4 size papers. Of course, it is for the company use only, but it's kind of you use that personally. Okay. And you are working under HR department, and you are on, next week you are onboarding 100 employees. So you have to give 100 employees to your new 100 laptops to your new employees. You are from HR department. Next week, 100 employees are joining. So you have to issue 100 laptops to 100 employees. You have 100 laptops of requirement now. So requester is nothing but who is having the requirements of the goods or services. Requester. And the preparer is who is preparing that request in the application. You don't have application login. I have application login. What I do, I'm going to create a requisition for you. I am the preparer. I am the preparer. You are having the requirement. and you don't have application login, or you are out of station, you requested me, and I'm preparing the requisition for you. So I'm the preparer. And who is the buyer? Buyer is the someone who process all the requisitions. So buyer is going to process the requisitions into purchase orders. And not only processing into purchase orders, buyers are going to take care of all these activities, nothing but bidding, and then contracts between the supplier and company. All those buying activities are taken care by the buyers. And these are the couple of configurations. So totally, a lot of configurations are there. All this is the configurations only. All these are. This is the list. This is the list of topics that we need to discuss till here. Almost totally, how many? 65 or 70 setups are there in the procurement module. It's not like inventory. Inventory is a small module, but procurement is a big module. First, we will talk about the supplier related stuff, suppliers. So before we create a supplier in the application, in our application, what are the configurations? What are the prerequisite setup? Suppose before you create an item, what are the prerequisite setup? The unit of measure should be there, right? Item category should be there. And you have to specify item numbering pattern and item profile options also. Okay, and what else? You have to create item class, nothing but item templates also should be there. So those are the prerequisite setup. Okay, without those setups, are you able to create item?
No, sir.
No. No, sir.
Like for the suppliers also, some prerequisite setups are there. So we'll finish those prerequisite setups and later we'll discuss the supplier creation. Okay. Now I'll get into the implementation user. So this user is an implementation user. And also you have to enable that module, right? So to perform setups from the offerings, you have to enable, select procurement, click on opt-in features. Click on opt-in features. And if you scroll down, you have to enable the submodules also. First, you have to enable, the main one. Enable the main one. After enabling the main one, the submodules. Self-service procurement is implemented by the client. The client is having license, enable this. And supplier portal. And then sourcing. And supplier qualification management. Procurement contracts. Client is not using procurement contract, disable it. Client is not using sourcing model, disable it. Supplier portal, disable it. Sir, what are the rest of the things that you'll automatically understand? Once I finish procurement module, that you'll automatically understand the remaining stuff. Okay. So once you enable these modules here, then they displayed here in the drop down. Suppose if you don't enable procurement you'll not see here. Since procurement is enabled, that's displayed in this drop down. And here from the suppliers, this is the task list. And let's configure all the setups related to suppliers. What is the first setup? Specify supplier numbering sequence. This is, supplier numbering pattern. So you want to start the supplier with which number? You want to start with 1, 2, 3, or you can enter 1. You want to start from 1000, enter 1000. But here 2328 is the next supplier number. That means in this application already 2327 suppliers are already created. 2327 suppliers are already created. What is the next supplier number? 2328. So if you open the screen in your implementation, you will not see anything here. So you can enter the starting supplier number, either 1 or 1000 or whatever. Okay, clear? Supplier numbering sequence. Here, don't modify anything because already in the application 2327 suppliers are created. The next supplier number is 2328. And next is supplier type lookup. So I'm your supplier, right? I am which type? I'm into education, right? Or I'm into education, or I'm into trainings, or I'm into Oracle trainings.
Service based.
So, yeah. So in the supplier type is actually a lookup. It is actually a lookup. And in this lookup, when you're creating the supplier, you have to select one of this value. Either the supplier is related to trainings or insurance supplier, or chemical supplier, or furniture, okay, or electronic supplier. When you're creating the supplier, you select this supplier type. I'm creating now. So keep your cursor to the top and click on the plus button. And again, the cursor to the top, and it's here. Yeah, this is just a code. And display sequence, I want this to be displayed in the first position. I want this to be displayed in the first position. And then save it. It's a lookup. Lookup contains the values. And next configuration is tax or nation lookup. This lookup belongs to identify the supplier. Suppose for government companies, yeah, for government companies, you don't charge the taxes, and for minority-owned companies also you don't charge the taxes. Okay, so this is to identify the supplier, tax or nation type. 53K MO. I'm selecting MO. MO is nothing but minority-owned. Minority-owned. This is supplier tax or nation lookup. And we are just finished with this 3. And I'm your supplier. And what kind of products and services that I'm offering to you? I'm offering actually trainings to you, right? Trainings. Oracle trainings. And in Oracle trainings, what are the courses that I'm offering? Supply chain, financials, technical. All these are the courses that I'm offering. So this is nothing but when you are creating the supplier, you can select the supplier is providing what kind of production services to you. What kind of production services the supplier is providing. So when I go to production services, and there is something called as a browsing category. Browsing category, it will help you to navigate to the actual item categories. Okay, suppose the best example is, suppose if you go to any e-commerce sites, you know, these are browsing categories. These browsing categories are helping us to navigate to the actual categories. Okay. Under mobiles, okay. If you take fashion, men footwear, under men footwear, men ethnic wear, you know, the browsing categories, it will help us to navigate to the actual categories. Similarly, now I'm creating a browsing category. Okay, click on the new button. $53K trainings. This is browsing category. And here it is. Under this browsing category, I want to add actual item categories. So select that browsing category. How to add item categories here? Click on insert item categories. So here, whatever the list that you see here, this is item categories list. Where we define this category stream, where we define these categories, these item categories.
Item catalog.
Product management.
Item catalog.
Catalog.
One of your video is on, please check and talk about. Okay, let me configure. Let me configure some item categories. You can go to product management, or from the procurement also you can configure. So from the procurement, go to the categories. When you are navigating to the same place only, but your destination is one, but you are navigating from the different directions per se. You can do it from product management, you can do it from the procurement also. Now I would like to see the catalog that is assigned to the procurement module. To the procurement module, which catalog is assigned. For the purchasing, this is the one which is assigned. I'm going inside and I'm adding category here. Okay. I'm looking for some example. Oracle Fusion. I'm creating a category called Oracle Fusion. Actually, you don't need to enter the code field. Just enter the name field and press the tab. Enter the name and then just press the tab. Automatically code is generated. Enter the description. I created one category, Oracle Fusion. Okay, now I'm creating one more category called cloud computing. I created two categories and click on OK. I defined two categories. I defined two categories under which catalog? To the catalog which is assigned to purchasing module. And now I can insert these item categories to the browsing category. I'm navigating to the browsing category where I configured. What is the browsing category that we configured, team? 53.
3K warranty.
Yeah, so I wanted to make it just a generic. I would like to rename this to just training. Just to training. Okay. Trainings. And under this browsing category, I wanted to insert the categories which I just created. 53K cloud computing and 53K for acquisition. Okay. Click on apply and done. Now, when you're creating TechLeads IT as your supplier, you can select this browsing category. That means TechLeads IT is offering which is production services trainings. Okay. Understood? Later, these item categories we assign to the items. Suppose supply chain is an item. Which item that you purchase from the supply chain? So when the supply chain item is created in the application, the supply chain item should be assigned to which category? Oracle Fusion. That means supply chain product is offered by the TechLeads IT company. Because again, is TechLeads IT supplier, you selected this browsing category. Understood?
Yes.
If you're not clear also, that's fine. If you're 50% clear, also okay. Because during the supplier creation, again, I'll repeat that. Next setup is procurement agent. To create the supplier. To create supplier, you should be a procurement agent. The procurement agent setup is available under, it's not under suppliers. It's available under procurement foundation or purchasing foundation. Yeah, it's here only in the procurement foundation. So who is creating the supplier? That guy should be a procurement agent. Before that, that person should be an employee. We created one business user, right? We created one employee, right? Now I'm providing the procurement agent access to our business user. This is our employee. This is our business user. For this BU, I am providing access to create the supplier. You see here, this checkbox. He is able to manage the supplier. That means he is able to create, he is able to inactivate, he is able to update the supplier. Okay. So whoever is creating the suppliers in the application, that business user should have which setup? Procurement agent setup. And if you're a procurement agent, you can also create purchase orders. You can also create purchase agreements. Suppose you don't want to provide orders access or agreement access, disable it. Only supplier access you want to provide, only keep the supplier access and remaining disabled. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Suppose this is the thing, but access to other agent documents. You can create purchase orders. You can create your own purchase orders and you are the owner and you can do whatever you want on your POs. But whatever the POs created by other procurement agents, only view access I'm providing to you. That means you are able to view the POs created by me. You're able to just view. Suppose modify means not only viewing my POs, you are able to update, modify also my POs. And full access means you are able to modify, you are able to cancel the POs created by other procurement agents. That's full access. Okay. I'm providing full access. That means you're not only creating your POs, you're able to view or you're able to update the POs created by, or you are able to cancel the POs created by other procurement agents also. Everywhere I'm giving the full access to you. Okay. This is procurement agent setup. So the descriptive flexi fields, I'll explain you once I create the supplier. Okay. Now, first we'll create the supplier now. On the right-hand side, some explanation is given in the boxes. Business relationship, and then prospective and spend authorized. So we can actually create supplier as a prospective supplier or spend authorized supplier. If you create a supplier as a spend authorized supplier, the supplier is, you're able to create all these documents again with the supplier. You're able to place a PO because the supplier is, this is nothing but approved. The supplier is approved for the business. So you're able to create a PO against the supplier. You're able to create agreement also against the supplier. You're able to do the bidding also against the supplier. But if the supplier is created as a prospective supplier, are you able to create a PO? No. You're able to create an agreement with that PO, with that supplier? No. Why? Because the supplier is not yet approved for the business. We are still in the negotiation. Only bidding is allowed. Understood? The supplier can be a prospective, supplier can be a spend authorized. Directly, you can onboard the supplier as a spend authorized supplier, or initially you can onboard as a prospective. You can perform the bidding process. Once you are okay with the supplier, you convert the supplier into prospective to the spend authorized. If the supplier is converted as a spend authorized, everything is possible. Clear? Supplier types are clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And these are the different ways of supplier creation. You know, supplier can be created manually and supplier can be uploaded, a PD template. And also supplier can be registered also. Registered. Okay. You can register the supplier or you can send a link. You can send a link. And if you send a link, supplier has to enter the details. That's called as a self-registration link. Self-registration link. Manual method, upload a PDA, and then coming to registration, two types of registration. Nothing but you can register or you can send a link to the supplier. The supplier has to register himself. In the first method and second method, no approvals. No approvals. If you create supplier using the first method and second method, the supplier is automatically approved, nothing but active. But in these two methods, you can configure approvals. During the registration process, you can configure the approvals. Okay, the supplier has to go through the approval process. Then only the supplier is active in the application. Okay, and what are the roles required to create the supplier roles? There are two roles are there. The roles list I have given in the top. These are the two roles. Supplier administrator, supplier manager. Two roles are there. Suppose if you're having only supplier administrator role, you're able to register the supplier. That registered supplier has to be reviewed and approved by the supplier manager. You are the administrator, I'm the manager. So if you register supplier, I should approve that supplier. Okay, two roles are there. Now let us add these two roles to our business user. That means we are providing supplier creation access to our business user. Tools, security console, and select our business user. Supplier manager role. These two roles I have added. And also data access, provide the data access also. After providing the roles and data access, log out and log in. And better to start a new session also. Just close the browser. Close the browser also, that's better, because there could be sometimes caching. Browser cache issues are there. And reopen the browser. Now, from the home page, from the procurement, you see suppliers, right? Yeah, you click on the suppliers. And from the task list, I'm creating the supplier here. Okay, click on create supplier. Technique site is our supplier, right? Okay, business relationship. So you want to create technique site as a spend authorized. That means again is the supplier, we are able to create a PO, we are able to create an agreement, everything we can do. Okay. Directly you can create supplier as spend authorized, or you can initially create as a prospective. Later you can promote to spend authorized. But I'm directly onboarding as a spend authorized. Tax ordination and taxation country. And done tax registration number, tax paid ID, enter some number. And DUNS number is actually a unique number provided to the companies. It's 9-digit number. And it's a unique number also. It's a unique number provided to the companies. So already might be this 1 to 9 is assigned to some existing supplier. We just change the last 2 or last 3 digits. Click on create. It says already exist. When I click on the create button, what it's trying to do is trying to assign this number. And it says already with that number, some supplier is already created. There's some issue with the supplier numbering setup. From the implementation user, yeah, this is one of the. So I'm the business user. When I'm creating the supplier, I got this error. What I do? I will create a ticket to ITT. That means you receive a ticket. When you receive a ticket, if you have good knowledge on the application, then we can able to figure it out why this user received this type of error. It's actually a supplier numbering setup. We'll see that. Procurement. Here, suppliers. Specify supply numbering setup and oh, is it? Anyone updated this number just now? Anyone of you? 2330.
Sir, in the error itself, we got two numbers. First, it's 2328, now 2329.
Yeah, but here I see. Okay. But it says only some supplier exist. We'll do one thing. You'll enter some feature number. 2340 will enter. We'll see. Will it throw error off? Mm-hmm. $3,000. I entered 3,000 as my supplier next number. Let me try again. It seems to be it's working. I think somebody modified this number. Okay, and I changed to 3,000 so that for the 3,001 our supplier got created and the next supplier number is 3,002. So supplier alternate name and supplier type trainings, supplier type trainings, and the supplier status is active and the creation source is manual. Supplier creation date is this one. And we are directly creating this supplier as a spend authorized supplier. And if you scroll down, you can enter website, the supplier website, and other details. National insurance number and alias name, year of establishment, mission statement, chief executive title, financial year close, okay, and the preferred functional currency. All this is optional, but you can enter. So this is supplier profile information. Okay, After that, I'm going to the address. I'm going to the address. I'm creating one address. This supplier is in multiple locations, right? We have one branch in SR Nagar and one is Amirpet. And I'm creating a Amirpet branch here. Country India. You can buy course from Amirpet branch. You can buy course from SR Nagar branch also. And enter the address. And to this address, can we make the payment? Yes. To this location, can we make the payment? Yes. And to the supplier location, can we place the order? Yes. And can we send our RFQ also? Yes. We can request for quotation to this location. We can also make the payment. We can also place an order to this location also. And then email ID and other phone number and all. Okay. I created one address. So similarly, you can add other addresses the supplier is having. Okay. I have one more branch in SR Nagar, right? So that location also, that branch also can be added. And if I go to sites, this plus button is disabled, right? Give me a second. This plus button is disabled. In my application, the behavior is like, if I click on submit, if I reopen this screen, then only this plus button is enabled. In your instance, I think directly this might be enabled. Okay. So this is some weird behavior here. I'm hitting the submit button. And I will reopen this supplier. Okay, if I go to many suppliers and I'm searching for the supplier that we are trying to create. It went for approval. Okay, let it be. Just after some time, this will be automatically approved. And once it is automatically approved, this indication will go away. Let me click on search again. If this indication disappears, that means the supplier is approved. Okay, let me do one thing. I'll stop by here. It's 8:11, and I will take your practice doors and I'll verify your practice status. Then I'll stop the session for today, and tomorrow I'll continue. Okay. Any questions, please? Today in the procurement, we are finishing. We finish a setup till the procurement agent, and we finish the roles discussion also. We are in the process of onboarding or creating our supplier. Okay. This is what we did today. Any questions in today's session, please? Now this is gone, right? You see here. This is gone, the blue color indication. After that, reopen the supplier. I click on the edit button. Now, if I go to sites, I can see the plus button enabled. Okay. Site creation, I'll explain you tomorrow. Okay, good with the today's session.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Any practice doubts?
Yes, sir. Sir, in supplier number, I have one question. Can we that number? Can we do manual also? Like I want to user define. I need to give any code. Can we have provision
No, sir.
instead of auto generate?
No, not available.
Okay. Okay.
Next question, please. Any practice doubts? Oh, it seems to be everyone good. Or maybe we don't practice Saturday, Sunday. Huh? Okay, I want to review the emails from particular students. Hussein, Tariq Hussein. You joined today. Do you hear me? We are working on the startup account. Need a lot of patience to mark all these things. Enterprise structure practice is not completed yet. You're very slow. Linux completed, Harish?
Yes.
Yeah. Share. Fill counting. Minimax is completed.
Yes, sir.
Harish, counting completed.
Yes, sir. Yes. Counting a cycle, physical counting, cycle
Yeah.
counting.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is one latest email from Sai. Sai, cycle counting completed.
I've completed, sir.
Physical counting.
Yes, sir. Completed.
Planning. Gopi, are you there? This guy promised me that he's going to send me practice status today. Gopi? No. How is your health now? Narendra, are you there? We're in the process of creating a enterprise structure. We don't enter any accounts, madam. All these accounts has to be derived using SLA setups in Fusion.
Okay.
Not only in this screen, and if you observe in the sub-inventory screen also, we did not enter any account. And in the ordination parameters also, we did not enter any account. So in the SLA, we have to write a rule. So if the transaction is coming from this ordination, this is the PPU account. This is the payable account. This is the receivable account. Like that, the conditions we need to write.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, team. See you tomorrow. Thank you all. Bye.